News. I'm Liz Palka. A day after an Ethiopian Airlines jet crashed into Addis Ababa, killing the 157 people on board, searchers have recovered both the black boxes. The airline has also grounded all of its Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma has more.
An airline official has told the Associated Press that the plane's key communications device, the black box, is partially damaged and that investigators will see what they can retrieve from it. Red Cross workers, meanwhile, at the crash site are slowly picking through the widely scattered debris near the blackened crash crater, looking for the remains of 157 lives, while heavy machinery digs for larger pieces of the plane. Forensic experts from Israel have now arrived to help with the crash aftermath, although Ethiopian authorities will lead the probe into the crash, assisted by the US, Kenya and others. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The flight was on its way to Nairobi, Kenya. Citizens from at least 35 countries were on the plane, including 19 United Nations workers. President Donald Trump will release his third budget proposal on Monday. He plans to seek another $8.6 billion in funding for a border wall on the U.S.-Mexico line, according to White House officials. This new request would be on top of the nearly $7 billion Trump has ordered to be used to build a wall under his state of emergency declaration. White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow told Fox News television on Sunday the proposal could trigger a budget fight.
I suppose there will be. I would just say that the whole issue of the wall and border security is of paramount importance.
Opposition leaders, Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senator Chuck Schumer, said in a joint statement they hoped the president had learned his lesson from the 35-day government shutdown caused partly by Congress's refusal in December to pay for the border wall. This is VOA News. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani was in Baghdad on Monday. This is his first official visit to the nation that Tehran once fought a bloody war against and later backed in the battle with the Islamic State group. With the militants facing a final territorial defeat in the Syrian village of Baghouz, Iran is looking for Iraq's continued support as it faces a maximalist pressure campaign by President Trump after his decision to withdraw America from Tehran's nuclear deal with world powers. International-backed Syrian forces continue what they believe is their final battle for Islamic State-controlled territory. Meanwhile, more than 65,000 people, almost all women and children, have evacuated to camps in northern Syria. No one expected or planned for these massive crowds, and many of those displaced are defiant, vowing that IS will rise again. From the Al Hol camp, VOA's Heather Murdoch reports.
Aid workers say the only way they know to counter the widespread extremism in the camps is to provide humanitarian aid and prove they are not the enemy. But overcrowding and lack of basic supplies is increasingly threatening that goal. In recent days, at least 100 people have died either traveling to the camp or when they arrived. Almost all were children. Besides a deadly health crisis, thousands of tents are needed to shelter new arrivals. Heather Murdoch, VOA News, Al Hol Camp, Syria.
Aid organizations say the camp is at a breaking point and future concerns have to wait while they try to deal with the current emergency. British Prime Minister Theresa May was battling Monday to stave off a new defeat for her European Union divorce deal, with talks deadlocked a day before Parliament is scheduled to vote on the plan. The House of Commons is scheduled to vote Tuesday on whether to approve a deal it resoundingly rejected in January, and there are a few signs of a big shift in opinion. Alan Wager is a UK analyst from King's College London.
Theresa May's deal will be voted on in tomorrow evening, and the debate is by how much it will lose, and that will determine whether or not Theresa May's deal can survive, whether or not she can attempt one more time to put the deal back into the House of Commons. So
Londoners on both sides of the camp told the AP Monday they just wanted a resolution of a situation that had been dragging on for far too long. A United Nations human rights investigator on Myanmar voiced deep concern on Monday at Bangladesh's plan to relocate 23,000 Rohingya refugees to Bhasan Char in April, saying that the island may not be habitable, creating a potential new crisis. Bangladesh says moving refugees to Bhasan Char will ease chronic overcrowding in its camps at Cox's Bazar. I'm Liz Palka, VOA News.